There are a lot of expectations for Nebraska football this season. Can Matt Rhule take that big jump that he always does? Can Dylan Raiola become a top 10 quarterback in the country? And can the Huskers finally compete for the Big Ten title, among many more? But there is a bunch of pressure on a group of Nebraska players that nobody's really discussing. I'm, of course, talking about the Husker true freshman, one of the best recruiting classes we've seen from the Big Red in over a decade. So in today's video, I'm going to make my official Nebraska true freshman predictions. Who plays for the Huskers in year one? Who doesn't? Who lives up to expectations? Who falls short? I'm going to go over every single first-year player for the Big Red. I'm going to predict their statistics, their playing time, and everything else you need to know. So really quick, loaded prediction video. Hit that like button if you're fired up. And really quick, if you support the channel and you're a diehard Nebraska fan, it would really, really help me out. Takes 2 seconds. Please hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this. But without further ado, let's get into it, making my official predictions for every single Nebraska true freshman in 2025. And I want to get things started with the true freshman who I expect to play the most this season. I want you to guess. Who do you think it is? This is wide receiver Isaiah Mozee, coming in from Kansas City, Missouri. Out of all the players throughout spring practice, he arguably played the best. Against 6'1", 200 pounds. He's super fast. He's slippery. He has quick feet. But the thing about Isaiah Mozee, which I believe is going to get him on the field for the Huskers, is his versatility, right? You could put him in the slot. You could put him out wide. He has experience playing in the backfield. You could put him on these jet sweeps, these motions. You can get him involved in the screen game. You can get him involved on special teams, returning kicks and returning punts. So when a guy has that much positional flexibility, it's really hard to keep them off the field. So I expect Isaiah Mozee to play in the majority of games for the Huskers. He will not be redshirted. And I'm predicting him to have 22 receptions on the season, 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, and overall, you're not only going to see him on offense, but you're going to see him on special teams. You're going to see him potentially in the backfield for the Huskers at that running back spot. Obviously, that's not going to be a normal setup for him, but he might get in the backfield from time to time to show off his ability, right? He's just a guy who's electric with the ball in his hands. Dana Holgorsen likes to get guys like him involved in the screen game, in the slant game. You know, you're going to see him involved in jet sweeps. So Isaiah Mozee just super, super dynamic. Had a great spring ball. I see no reason why he's not going to get on the field, and he's going to play in maybe 12 to 12 games. Now, is he going to start? No, but he will play a lot for the Huskers. You can put that down and stamp it. He will play pretty much every single game. Let's keep it with the wide receivers. Let's go to his counterpart, Cortez Mills, another guy who will not be redshirted for the Huskers. I expect him to play in the majority of the games. Again, 6 foot tall, 175, arguably one of the best contested catch players, not only on this team, but already in the country. I mean, this guy's just a dog. If you throw this ball up to him, it's not 50-50 ball. It's not even an 80-20 ball. He's going to come down with it 9 times out of 10. So Cortez Mills, it's really hard to keep a guy like him off the field. And Matt Rhule says, you know, it's said in the past, if you have talent, we're going to put you on. It doesn't matter if you're a true freshman or if you're a senior. If you have talent and you're one of the best players on this team, you will get on the field. So Cortez Mills, I think he'll get less statistics than what we've seen from Isaiah Mozee just because he doesn't have as much, I should say, flexibility around the field. But I'm still predicting him to have 12 receptions on the year, 200 yards, and then 3 touchdowns for Mr. Cortez Mills. And again, that's just going to be a great foundation for him. And then going into year 2 for both of these wide receivers, that's going to be a great 1-2 duo with Cortez Mills, with Isaiah Mozee, and then you got Ja'Cory Barney going to year 3, and that's going to be super highly anticipated. Ja'Cory Barney is going to be one of the best returning wide receivers in the entire nation. So you feel really good about the future of this wide receiver core. I expect both those guys to play and not redshirt. I want to talk about I want to talk about another wide receiver really quickly, who I think a lot of people aren't discussing, and this is Jeremiah Jones. Now, not an early enrollee for the Huskers, so that's why people don't talk about him. But again, 6'4", 215 pounds. He's an athletic freak. He runs a legit 4.40. 40. Jeremiah Jones is somebody who I would pencil down and remember when it comes to fall camp, because I think a lot of people are expecting him to come and potentially compete to start right away because of his versatility with his size. Would watch out for Jeremiah Jones. Again, this is a complete wild card. Am I predicting he plays? I don't know just yet because, again, he hasn't been a part of this team so far because he didn't enroll early, but Jeremiah Jones, there are a lot of expectations around the program that he's going to be in the mix right away. Let's go to the running back position. Jamarian Parker, I expect also to not redshirt for the Big Red. I'm predicting as the season progresses, he will be Nebraska's backup running back alongside Emmett Johnson. Maybe not when the season starts. Maybe not against Cincinnati. Maybe not against Houston Christian or against Akron. But when we get into Big Ten play, I expect Jamarian Parker to be our running back too. Just because, again, when Matt Rhule said in the past, we're going to put talent on the field. And Jamarian Parker, I believe, is the most talented running back on this roster, even more talented than Emmett Johnson. He's obviously not as developed as Emmett Johnson, and that's why Emmett's starting. But Jamarian Parker has such a high ceiling, it's going to be hard to have Quinn Ives on the field over him. So I expect him on the season to run for 300 yards. He's going to have 100 yards receiving, and I think he's going to average 5 yards a carry and have 2 touchdowns on the ground. So Jamarian Parker, again, a guy who has speed, he has explosiveness. Again, he can lower the shoulder on you. The only thing I'm worried about when it comes to Jamarian Parker, can he stay healthy and continue to gain weight? He's up to about 190, 195. We need to get him about 200 when it comes to fall camp. So feel good about Jamarian Parker not redshirting. Want to talk about TJ Lateef and what we can expect from him this season. Now, TJ Lateef, I expect him to play in 2 games. I think we'll see him in the Akron game, and we'll see him in the Houston Christian game. I could see him play in 2 others if Nebraska is blowing out a team. They're going to want TJ Lateef to play in all 4. I think they're going to preserve his red shirt because, again, they've made it very clear to TJ what the plan is, right? You're not going to play this year. We're going to have Graham as the backup, Marcus Davila obviously in the mix. But then, obviously, hopefully, TJ will be in the mix next year to be our primary backup. And then when Dylan goes after year 3, we're going to give the reins to TJ. So, again, we're going to see him probably 2 or 3 games this year in pretty much garbage time, but hopefully he can continue to develop because I still believe in it. I think he's going to be a great quarterback for Nebraska. But obviously, again, it's just very rare to see guys play as a true freshman at that quarterback spot. Last guy I want to talk about on offense who I expect to play, this is Houston Kahana Torres. I think we'll see him in 4 games. I think they want to preserve his red shirt. They really like to do that with offensive linemen, but again, it's just he does not look like a freshman. He's 6'3", he's 300 pounds. He's been working at center, working at guard. This is a grown man. This is not an 18-year-old. He is so far super developed for a guy his age. So I expect him to get on the field in 4 games, but they're going to keep his red shirt. Now, as for the other freshmen on offense, I don't expect any of them to play. Connor Booth, Rhule redshirt, probably won't play in any games, maybe a couple. Jerican Carpenter, don't expect him to play. Juju Marks, Sean Hammerbeck, and Brian Tapu, I do not expect them to play. All of them are offensive linemen. So that's my offensive predictions. Let's get to the defensive side of the football, and I want to get things started talking about Dawson Merritt. Now, Dawson Merritt was somebody who a couple months ago I would have told you was a shoo-in to not only play as a true freshman, but potentially be in the mix to start. Now, obviously, there's been a wrench thrown in that with his injury. He did not compete at all throughout spring ball. He's been limited in the weight room as well, so he hasn't put on as much weight as the coaching staff wanted him. So at this point, I don't know if Dawson Merritt plays as a true freshman. I'm at the point where I don't think he will, but I can see a role for him on special teams. I think maybe he might play in 4 games on special teams, but we're getting to the point where Nebraska's coaching staff might just say, hey, we don't want to risk anything with your injury. You're just going to be redshirt. You're going to sit out for this year, and you're going to be in the mix to start going into your redshirt freshman season. So Dawson Merritt, kind of unfortunate news there, but we'll see if he can rehab and get up to speed pretty quickly here. A guy who I think is probably Nebraska's best bet to play as a true freshman and to play in all 12 games. This is Bryson Weber, true freshman corner for the Huskers. I mean, he's just been blowing up recently. Like, really had a good end to his high school career. He's 6'2". He's a long ranger corner, right? He has some good speed. Again, very physical. Had a good spring ball. Now, I don't think Bryson Weber is going to get in the mix necessarily on defense, but I think he could be a game changer on special teams. And we've seen from Nebraska in the past, they'll play you in all 12 games as a true freshman on special teams. If you're a contributor and you're a guy who constantly make plays at that gunner position or on kickoffs, they will play in all 12 games. So Bryson Weber, I could see them just say, hey, we're going to burn your red shirt. We're going to play you in the majority of football games, which we'll see if we can put you on defense as well. They believe in his future. So I think Bryson Weber, out of all the guys on defense, he probably has the best shot to play it right away, so take that for what it's worth. And then really quickly, we want to talk about Christian Jones here, another guy who I could see absolutely contribute on special teams. Again, Christian's not ready to play at linebacker. Like, he's super athletic, but it's just about learning the speed of the game, getting ready for Big Ten defenses. So again, don't even expect Christian Jones to play a snap on defense this season. I just don't think it's going to happen, besides maybe that Houston Christian game. But another guy who, with his athletic ability, with his speed, with his size, I think he could be a really, really good player on special teams. So in the mix of potentially not redshirt. But I think they'll redshirt him. I think they'll just play him in 4 games. They'll be very particular about that. As for the other players on defense that are true freshmen, Malcolm Simpson, again, not an early enrollee. I think it's just going to be hard for him to get that size on him, get ready to go. So I don't think he will play as a true freshman, along with Cade Petrusek and Tyson Terry. Tyson Terry is not going to be available. He's injured. Then we have Pierce Newberry, another guy who maybe could be in the mix, but once again injured. And then at the DB spot, Caden Vermas and Tanner Turk. Heard some good things about them in spring ball, but once again, maybe could be contributors on special teams. I just don't expect them to play on defense with kind of how stacked this DB room is. So, all right, those are my predictions for every single Nebraska true freshman. Let me know down below your thoughts. Do you disagree with me about some? Do you agree with me? Let me know in the comment section. Hey, if you made this far in the video, you know what to do. Hit that like button and subscribe. As always, folks, go grab, go on that roll, and I'll see you in the next one.